Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Vogel has officially been fired from the Suns. We're going to get straight into it straight after the music, but this was a mistake. I'm going to straight up and say it.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of NBA Central. It's your boy Bobby and Stevo with another episode. Like I said in the beginning, the Phoenix Sun has decided to fire their head coach in Frank Vogel, and I think it's a mistake. But I'm gonna throw it to Bobby. What's your first initial feelings when it comes to this news?
They stupid. That's just the first thing, because it popped up. You know what I'm saying, on the sports show I was watching. I'm like, what? And I'm like, why would you fire the guy? It ain't his fault. Y'all ain't have a point guard. He don't make the decisions to get point guards in here. Y'all made the decisions to let go Chris Paul. I'm not saying you should have kept him. You know what I'm saying? But you wanted to go out and be flashy, be cute, and think that Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant was going to be able to get it done, and Bradley Beal was going to be able to play point guard. No. We know Bradley Beal had a high usage rate in Washington because he literally had nobody else. So the ball was in his hands most of the time because they literally had nobody else that was capable of being on his level. Y'all put this team together. You strongly capped yourself out with all the money that was being dispersed, and you went out there and you signed a bunch of, I thought they was decent deals. You know what I'm saying? You got yourself
Right.
Grayson Allen. You got yourself Eric Gordon, Damian Lee. You know, you picked up some decent role players, but they are role players for a reason. If you thought that these guys was going to propel the team, okay, cool. But that was absolutely false. And I'm just looking at Kevin Durant, bro. What we doing? What we doing, Kevin Durant? What we doing, Devin Booker? Because this your slot. This is how you going to continue to run now? And I don't think that it's fair to Frank Vogel, bro. I think that he absolutely tried everything that he possibly could, but there was just so many limitations with this roster. Bro, you couldn't do much. And is it his fault that Kevin Durant couldn't get the job done? Is it his fault that Bradley Beal couldn't stay healthy? Is it his fault that Devin Booker couldn't do anything in round one? No. He tried. So I think it's just stupid, bro. I really do.
This is when I'm gonna throw salt in the wound of some of these Phoenix fans because I sat here and tried to tell y'all like everything just because it looked good on paper don't mean it's actually gonna materialize and be something that is gonna be effective. Like I said, and we answered this question before. No, I don't think super teams is dying, but I think it's the way you set up super teams. Like there's to be quite honest, the history of super teams goes back all the way since the 80s. Like it's just you have to have a role. You still have to have a basketball role when it comes to making a super team. You look at all the super teams that won championship, there was a point guard. There was a superstar. There was wings that just defended. There was wings that just came off to shoot. There was guards that just came in to shoot. There was wings that just and centers that just came in to defend. And there was centers that came in to pick and roll on offense. You have to have different roles in your offense if you're going to and in your defense if you're going to have a sound team. This ain't a team. This just mug. You just put all stars together and said make it work when there's three people that need the ball to work. When I came in this season, see those going on, I'm like, bro, there's only one ball. There's only one ball, and only KD is the only person on this team that has shown us that they know how to play off ball at an elite level. And when you don't have a point guard to feed off that, well, y'all said Devin Booker did. Devin Booker did it out of necessity.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal did it in Washington out of necessity. If you go back and look at their stats and look how they played when they played point guard, they wasn't good at playing point guard because they're not point guards.
Exactly.
You don't on this Phoenix team, you have a Grayson Allen that just comes off the bench to shoot. That's a good job. But where your defense at? You don't have wings that just came here to clamp shit down. You don't have a defender, no 4s and 5s that's just here for defense or just to put up a wall. You don't have people that just come in the game to rebound. You don't have that. Your plan was that you was just going to outscore everybody. And I'm sorry to tell you, 1,500 motherfuckers in this goddamn league can goddamn score. That's just the hardcore truth. And especially in the conference you in. You in one of the highest scoring conferences in the league.
Yep.
The who are highest scoring conference in the league, not one of the. So what you going up against on a nightly basis, especially in the West, was not a good idea to be saying I'm gonna get a defensive coach that's gonna help me out, because you had defensive problems, but way before you decided to make a whole move to get Bradley Beal and get everybody else.
Yep.
But you said, "Oh, the coach is just gonna be the one that's gonna do it." Now you're trying to reprimand the coach for your own doing as an organization, believing that this punk ass superstar you calling KD thinking he gonna figure it out, and he ain't figured it out since he left Golden State.
Facts.
And the reason Golden State work is why there was roles. Draymond had a role. That's these Zealy people like that. What's the dude? It's not Bogdanovich, but y'all know what.
Mooney.
Mo-
Bogut.
Bogey, a role. Mooney when he come off the bench, a role. Kaminga when he come off the bench, a role. Jordan Poole when he came off the bench, it was a certain role that was in the thing. It wasn't just we gonna score it up. That's not the game plan, and y'all still play defense at the end of the day. You
Yeah.
didn't do that shit with Brooklyn. You know why you didn't do it in Brooklyn? Because you just did the same thing you did in Phoenix. You had 3 of your boys, and y'all thought y'all was gonna light it up, which you almost got close, but you still didn't succeed because of injuries.
Yeah.
But then you go over here and try to repeat the same recipe, and it didn't work. And I'm trying to tell y'all, just because it looked good on paper, don't mean it's going to work.
Absolutely. And I would go out on a limb and say they would have been better if Chris Paul was there. That's just my personal opinion, because he's a guy, he's not going to give you 25 points. He's going to give you about 16 points, but he's going to dish out 10 assists and stick defense to the best of his abilities, because he's an older guy now. And I think they really fumbled the bag, because if you thinking of like when we, hindsight is 2020 and we think about it, how did it even make sense to have 2 dynamic scorers as guards, as a Bradley Beal and a Devin Booker? Me personally, you should have been on the phone calling Atlanta for DeJounte Murray. That would have been a better fit, because he's defensive minded. He can orchestrate the offense. And then when you absolutely need him, he could give you that eventual 25-point game when KD or Devin Booker is having an off night. Not a guy like Bradley Beal who wants to come in and drop 30 regardless of who's on his team. You seen that. And I think you always mentioned this, so I got to give credit to you, Stevo. I'm with you. And I'm going to say this. I don't think they ever had the conversation. You know what conversation that you always talk about. When stars join the team, the stars need to have a conversation on who's the man. These 3 guys, I don't think they had that conversation. So I got to show love to you, because you always talk about these guys. When you pair these stars together, they got to have a conversation on who's the man. They never had that conversation. And that's where the turmoil was. And it was a lot of moves that was made to where it really didn't pan out for this team. And last point, the owner, you are a fucking fool if you think that you are just fine. No, you're not.
You're not.
You're in cat hell in this team. If you keep it together the same way, it's gonna be the same results depending on who they run up against when they make the playoffs.
Yeah, and you could tell by the way they play. Like it's not even that. Like if let's be honest, the most talented guy on this team is Kevin Durant.
Correct.
So the guy should technically be KD when it comes down to it. But who plays like it's my team? Devin Booker.
Yeah.
And it's never gonna work that way until you have that conversation, which is probably with KD. We have known with history, the conversation never gonna be had because he ain't gonna bring it up.
Because he just want to hoop.
He just want to hoop, and he just want to kind of work hoop. I love to hoop. Well, you just love to hoop. You don't like winning because you ain't winning shit. But you know who these mugs look like? They look like the Bulls. They just got an extra superstar. You put for real. You put 2 guards together that play the damn same way. You got an injury prone sitter that ain't doing shit.
Ed Nurkic.
Right. And then you got some people that can get you some points off the bench or in the starter rotation. Kobe, Ayo, Caruso.
Yeah.
With Eric Gordon Grayson, and someday you might get Juju Banks to have a game.
Man, now honestly, Steve, I don't even know where they go. Where do you go? Do you
You
trade one of
stuck.
the stars? Because at this point, you
That'll be
have
the smart
nothing.
thing to do.
You have nothing. You don't have draft capital. You don't have money. What are you gonna do? You
I
better get
think
on the
that's what
phone with
you
New York for Devin Booker.
hindsight 2020. If you want to be honest with you, to sum this all up, Frank Vogel shouldn't be in this predicament anyway because Monty Williams should still be the coach here.
Agreed.
That boy Aiton should still be here in Phoenix,
Agreed.
and Chris Paul still should be here alongside D Book and Kevin because that was our best chance at winning something. That was literally our best chance. Even before KD got there, y'all was in the finals. That's supposed to be the addition.
Yep.
Now, when you came in, you got CP3 just happens to get hurt and you trade away. I'm not gonna say you wrong or right with that decision, like you said.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, if I'm y'all, either I'm trading KD or I'm trading Bradley Beal.
Oof.
Most likely, I'm trading Bradley Beal
That's who I would
because
be
if I'm
hopping
being
on.
because if I'm being honest, you don't move away from your youngest star, which is Devin Booker, and he's the one that's basically the same player, and KD is your transcendent that puts you over the top. You need to start to try to re-enter and try to remodel this team like the one of old. So go out there, try to find you a Mike Conley. Go out there, try to find you some depth. I don't know how you're gonna get it, or hell, matter of fact, you need to spend all your money on coaching because you can't spend no more money. You done.
Facts.
So
And
y'all just need go ahead.
what coach? I mean, I understand if a coach says, "Hey, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna try to do this," but you had a championship coach who tried to put emphasis on
Two.
defensive end. You know what I'm saying? Where do you go with the coaching search? It's the same thing with the Lakers. I know it's off topic, but they stupid too.
Yeah, they stupid as well because y'all sitting here trying to. When it comes to basketball, especially now, I feel like it's way more evident to tell when it's the coach and when it's them.
Yeah,
These last two firings is not on the coaches.
facts.
These are poorly constructed teams
Yep.
that you tried to get what you could get out of it. It didn't work.
Nope.
Last year, you got to pass LA because that's a trade deadline team. This year, you don't because you had a chance to move around some stuff.
Yeah.
Same thing when it comes to Phoenix. You knew you didn't have no money if you was gonna go after a contract like Bradley Beal.
Facts.
So you knew with the new CBA with everything coming, you ain't got no money coming your way in the near future.
No draft picks either.
No draft pick. I was just about to say no draft picks either. So, and at the end of the day, you fucked.
You stuck in the mud. They did it to themselves though. They really did it to themselves. They just gonna have to live
They
with that.
crapped out. They
They
crapped out.
definitely
This is
did.
like going. They went to Vegas. Well, $1 million and lost it all. You
Ugh,
crapped out.
that'd be nasty.
Hey,
For real.
Hey, Charles Barkley know about it. If y'all ain't go, he got a story about it.
Man.
But yeah, man, that's all I want. You got anything else on this topic?
I was just gonna say, hey, KD, what you gonna do, big dog? James Jones, you up there trying to get cute in the front office. What you gonna do, big dog?
This is your first big swing as a GM, and your ass struck out.
Blew it.
You got to come back up the back, and you got to hit that motherfucker out, or you got to get a triple or a double or something, because you ain't looking too good, fam. Nah, for real. But I ain't got much on it. Most importantly, make sure y'all like and comment y'all thoughts. Do y'all think the Phoenix Suns made a mistake in firing Frank Vogel? I think they did, but most importantly, we want to hear what y'all got to say. There's been another episode of NBA Essential with your boy Stev0 and Bobby, and we catch y'all in the know.
This has been a presentation